Hello, hello. This is Robert Plinick, the owner of Brittle Iron Gym. Doing a chest workout today. I figured I'd share some of the behind the scenes things that most people don't share when they do like training videos. They share the big heavy stuff, but what gets you ready for that heavy stuff? So what we can see here is I just have some 20-pound dumbbells sitting on a bench. I'm going to go through and show kind of what I normally do when I start first working in the gym, how I kind of do some flies and some light presses to help open up my chest muscles.
Heels. 1, 2, 3. Good. Using your breathing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very nice. Very nice. Yes, yes. And can you feel that right in the center? Yes, yes. And you can feel that in the center. And then when you go through the presses, you can start. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It is. I just like
So I'll usually do that for about a minute, and I don't really time it. I just kind of do what it feels like. It opens up those chest fibers, and you can change the angle of your hand, so that'll change what emphasis you have. So if I have my arm like out, and instead of my palm being flat to the ceiling, I can actually angle my thumb up, and that'll hit more across this upper chest. If I angle my pinky like that, so here, that'll hit more in my lower chest there. So I just see what areas are kind of tight, and then I just kind of play around in those positions. So now I'll just do some heavier flies and work up to some heavy presses. Hey, and we're back. So I mentioned before I cut the last video was that I do flies before my presses. This is a great way to kind of warm up my chest. I tend to have a harder time growing my chest compared to my triceps and arms because my upper arm bone is so short. My triceps and front shoulders kind of take over on my presses. So I like doing flies as my warm-ups to presses. It helps me target my chest, warm up the chest fibers, and then whenever I go do the presses, my triceps are totally fresh. So even though they're going to help out and take over, my chest is still already pre-damaged. I can have a better mind-muscle connection with it, and I can feel it better. So if you have a hard time growing your chest, doing flies as warm-ups to your heavy presses is a good technique. So I'll show you a set of flies.
meant to go up on those, but I didn't. But that's okay. Okay. And then you kind of regulate yourself 30 seconds to a minute, and as you go up higher, you'll need a little bit longer break. But this is going to be our last set of the close grip.
Good. So if you noticed on those, I was never coming like all the way together. So once the dumbbells would come like vertically over top of your shoulder joint, there's no more stress against gravity. So the idea is to stay out wide, and then before you would come directly above your shoulder joint, you come right back out. That keeps constant tension on the muscle and makes sure that the chest stays the main focus. So that's a good little kind of tip, is just staying outside of the vertical plane of the front of your shoulder. Just stay out nice and wide, and that keeps the tension on the chest. So I'm going to keep working up, and then we'll get into some heavy presses. Okay, so now I'm going through one of my last warm-ups. The idea that I like to start with on a day like today is where I want to blend strength and kind of muscle mass development. Is warm up kind of aggressive, explosive. I'll even do a couple heavy sets where I'm not really trying to feel over squeezing of the muscles. I'm just trying to like move some heavy weight, and that helps me develop that strength. I'll then come back in my later sets and work on squeezing everything. So I'm going to show a warm-up set here of what I mean by that. And you'll see the pacing of this set is I'm going to go pretty quick, kind of aggressive with the presses rather than going slow. And that's a way to just get my body excited, up and ready, and get ready for the bigger weights.
You're not worn out. Okay. So you could easily probably put on 5 more pounds. So, but now for 6 to 8, instead of doing 25, I am going to jump it to 30 because then you're going to be in the 6 to 8 rep range. I'm hoping for. So that's how you gauge. Okay. And then maybe the next, let's say you use 30 but 8. Then the next time you come, you would, if you wanted to stay there, just.
So it was a pretty fast-paced set, but that's the point of these first ones, is just get some heavy weight moving. I'll go up, go a little bit heavier, and we'll see what I can do for kind of my top set. Cool. Okay, we've worked our way up, and now we're at a heavy set, so let's see how it goes. Hope if I put it down correctly. There we go. So that was 125s, I think, for a 12. So pretty good with that. I'll give you a breather. I'll do 2 more sets, and I'll work my way back down in lighter weights and work on kind of more controlled squeezes and good mind-muscle connection. Cool. Okay, so I got my heavy sets in, so now it's time to catch some of the lighter ones. So I'm going to drop down in weight, and you'll see these will be much slower, more focused on a chest squeeze. So I'm also going to play around with my hand angle. So instead of having the hands, get this where you might be able to see better actually. So instead of the hands like straight, I'll actually dip them out a little bit. That will mean the dumbbell is kind of angled to where the outside head of the dumbbell is lower than the inside head. Then that actually creates more pull across the chest. So look and see if you can see if that is happening during this set. So notice how everything's slower, and notice how I'm kind of doing the angle. Much more focus on the chest muscle rather than just moving the weight.
Yeah, so this is where you're at. Okay. Rep range. Alright, take a breath in. 2, good. Hips, you have the pressure on your hips. 3, good. 4, good. Big breath in. 5, good. Big breath in. 6, good. And you would be at that weight for a while because it's really good news that you have this much little extra squeeze. So this is a really good weight. Okay. And you would keep it and do it till you felt that you had that full squeeze, and then you keep it till you go up to 8 reps. And then once you get to 3 sets of this for 8 reps.
So it's pretty good weight choice. That's pretty hard for 10. So very effective. So I'll do 3 sets, 2 or 3 sets of those. Kind of more mind-muscle connection. And then I'll move on to some flies. I think I'll probably stick with dumbbells today just for create a whole workout on dumbbells. It'll be fun. So I'll maybe change the angle and hit up some different flies. So I'll show you guys a video of that. Okay, so I got my kind of later sets in for the dumbbell, more focused chest press. Now I'm doing some higher incline flies. So I've been wanting to work more across my upper chest So I'm going to do some incline angle this time for my flies. So I'll show you those, just nice and controlled. Again, just paying attention to the muscle. Want to feel the muscle working and make sure the stress stays where you want it without other muscles taking over, and no momentum. Okay.
That's what's going to keep you up and push your feet towards your shoulders. And you can even try this. This is a good thing to do even when you're on your own. Here, tuck, tuck, flare, and push up. Now, if anyone would come and like if I get lax, someone would come bump into me and move me. But if I'm ready, if someone comes, they shouldn't be able to move me. And then just remember we did that when I first started. Yeah, maybe we can do that. Yes. It's getting locked in that position. And that is one thing, like the Bob was, I think I just want to relax about that. And people just understand that.
So if you notice on those as well, I didn't come all the way in and touch the dumbbells at the top, because once the shoulders, once the dumbbells get above the vertical plane of the shoulders, there's no more tension. So this is all really good variation, helps to really grow width in the chest because you're staying out wide that whole time. Now, how would I target like the inner chest? First of all, if you grow your chest at all, it's going to stress all the fibers all the way across. So you're going to grow the inside of your chest as well, just doing this stuff. But you can also focus on cable crossovers, cable flies, things like that, where you can squeeze all the way together and the tension stays there because of the cable angle. So I'll finish up with some sets of flies so you guys can see that, and then that'll be a complete workout. Cool. Okay, so we're here for the end of the workout. So I've been doing a couple of cable flies. So I figured this would be a good way to show you guys how to kind of finish off a workout, get some good blood flow now that the muscles are all torn up and kind of damaged in a good way. And we were talking about how to hit that inner edge of the chest. We did say that as the chest grows overall, the inside will grow, so don't shy away from heavy dumbbell presses and heavy other work. So you're going to grow the inner chest as well. But if you want to do an extra kind of targeted stimulus, I'm actually doing our cable flies today with fat grips on. So that's what that black handle is. It's just a thicker grip than a normal handle. And what it allows me to do is when I come together with these flies, since I'm going against the cable as my tension rather than gravity, I can actually come inward because the cable is out further wide than me. So it's as wide as my arms are. So as I scoop inward, the tension is still there for me to hit that inner edge of the chest. Whereas we were saying on dumbbells, since you're going against gravity, once the dumbbell would come inside or above the edge of your shoulder, there's really no more tension because it's just pushing it straight down. Nothing's pushing it in or out. So this is how we kind of get more emphasis on the inside chest, by using something that lets us get that tension the whole way through. And then when you try to hold that lockout, the inside edge has to grab a lot of that tension for us. Now, the benefits of using the fat grips is that as I come together, I can touch and then actually try to squeeze the handles. I'm trying to break the grips, and that's going to fire off even more muscle. So I'll show you guys what that looks like. So this is a great way to finish off. You can even do this as a warm-up, actually, a pre-exhaust before dumbbell presses. So just like I did dumbbell flies before presses, this would be another example, something you could start with and do like as a pre-exhaust. So I'm going to come together and squeeze, and now try to break the handle, and that fires off my chest. Get a good stretch, keep the constant tension, don't let the weight touch. Come back together and squeeze the handle. And then that's what I'm going to do for sets of about 10 reps. And at this pace, it should put me around like 30 to 40 seconds for a set of 10, which is still very good time under tension for growth. But it is on the lighter end as compared to like heavier presses. Okay, get a couple more. So right now I can't really touch them together anymore. Just try to survive. Good. So doing partials like that, where you just kind of get partial the range of motion, even though I didn't finish on the last two, still a good way to stress the muscle, still to keep it under tension. So a good way to grow it. So this is a cool way to finish the workout. So I'd aim for 2 or 3 heavy sets. So I'll type up everything that's in the workout in the comments, and then you all can try this workout yourself. So hopefully this video was helpful, and thank you for watching.